And what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 3 of Real Estate Agent Rehab. My name is Amir Al-Kayat, and this is...
My name is Vance Mizzy. Welcome all. This is going to be a good episode.
This is going to be a good episode.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the fun stuff, like the real estate stuff. So
this is what it is to be an agent.
This is all what it's all about. You know, if you're not doing this, you're not really an agent. So today's episode is going to be about prospecting. We're calling this one Prospecting 101. So every, I think, main point, we have 6 main points to go over today about prospecting. We're going to talk and share a little insight about our own experience and what we train our agents on to help you, the new agent, figure out, you know, obviously what to do and how to get more clients. And real quick, just so you know, we're on a bunch of different platforms. So obviously you might be watching this on YouTube or on Facebook. We're actually on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, and a couple other ones. I think iHeartRadio too. So
well, look at us. Yeah. We're growing, folks.
We're all over.
On a YouTube channel.
No matter where you like to listen to Real Estate Agent Rehab, we're going to be there.
That's awesome.
So make sure you're tuning into all of those channels. Follow us, like us, and subscribe to us. But I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started.
Yeah, let's roll.
Okay, so first and foremost, I think one of the easiest ways to get business as a new agent is inner sphere. So I think any brokerage that you've signed on might have a class or might talk to you about talking to your inner sphere. And what your inner sphere actually is going to be people that you already know, people that already like you, like your friends, your family, your previous work colleagues, your associates, people that you do business with. Maybe it's the guy at the
dry
gym.
cleaner, at the gym, right?
Wherever
the pizza
else.
place, the hamburger place, the taco shop. You got to let everybody know what you do. And if they know what you do, they have an opportunity to do business with you.
Exactly. And I think this is where a lot of us can really thrive because we already know these people. So it's going to be super easy to let them know what you do. But we like to take things a step further. So what we have a lot of our agents do, and part of our procedures, is create some sort of marketing material. We have set up listing presentations and marketing presentations that we have on file where you can essentially edit, you know, the headshot and maybe some pertinent information about yourself. So we have all of our new agents create marketing material that's going to be relevant to what they're going to be doing. So this is going to be a part of your marketing strategy. Now with that, taking that a step further by reaching out to your inner sphere and letting them know, hey, this is what I do. And by the way, I've created some marketing material. And if you have a moment, I would love to sit down with you so you could critique this material. Now what it kind of does, I think it initially gets your first appointments rolling because that's what this business is all about. It's about
Absolutely.
setting appointments, building confidence, letting people know this is what you do. So yeah.
If you sit down with your sphere and you call them and ask them for their opinion, who doesn't know somebody who wants to give them their opinion? Okay, right. And the idea behind this is, you know, a lot of companies, and I'm going to talk about this in phones in a second, but a lot of companies will tell you, call your inner sphere and tell them to do you a favor. You know, you're trying to set something up. You're trying to, you know, hit 12 deals or 20 deals this year, and you need their help. And what that really does is immediately put you in a what's the word I'm looking for? A lesser position than a professional.
It's just kind of sleazy.
Thank you. Okay, you said it. I didn't say it. But yeah, it is. It's sleazy. And by having brochures and information that you want to share with somebody and say, hey, you know what, Amir, you got 15 minutes to sit down for a cup of coffee and go over what my marketing department created for me. I think it's pretty good. I'd love your opinion. Okay, what that immediately does is put somebody in the, I'd love to take a look at this, okay?
Right. And
they read through it and they see that it's pretty good, all right? You know, and they like it. They're like, wow, this is nice, right? You're having this stuff created takes away the immediate question of that every new agent is always afraid of being asked. How long have you been doing this?
Right. And the other thing too is that not only are you reconnecting with somebody that, you know, you may not have talked to in a long time, but you're leaving a lasting impression in their brain. And whenever they go or they meet somebody else who might be buying or selling real estate, guess who they're going to remember? They're going to remember you because they have a vested interest in your business and they're going to be your cheerleader. I think it goes a lot farther than just calling up people and saying, hey, John, I haven't seen you in a year.
Right.
By the way, I'm doing real estate now. And they pretty much just go back to whatever they're doing and just go, hey, okay, cool.
Yeah,
well,
who was that? I don't know. Somebody who doing real estate.
Yeah.
You know, and you ever have that person that was like the highly respected guy in your sphere group, right? The super successful person, the professional, and you know now you might be afraid to call them and say, I'm in real estate now. Can you help me out? And I don't blame you, because that's a horrible call to make. But to call that person and say, look, Amir, I respect your opinion, and I'd love to sit down with you and have you take a look at what I'm working on and tell me what you think. Mm-hmm. Okay?
They would love that.
They'd love that, and
you're stroking their ego, right?
Yeah. and I'll tell you what, the more successful people are, usually the more willing they are to take a look and help.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, right. And they people want to give back and help you grow if they like you. And this is definitely one of the easiest ways to get business when you're new. And the list that you need to run, and we talked about this in some training, it's the wedding list, right?
Yep.
It's the people that you would invite to your wedding. Now, some weddings are going to be bigger than others, and that's okay. But you want to go through all the people, all the associates that you've gone through in your lifetime, and invite them to this meeting, to this coffee, to this lunch, or whatever.
Not in groups.
Yeah. I mean, if you can afford it, you can make a big group and have a big party. Maybe
every now and again I hear something like, so I'll do like a 20 no, that's taking the personal side out of the conversation. I want your opinion.
Right.
All right, you're not selling water filters. You know, like you want to sit down with somebody, cup of coffee, 15 minutes, boom, you're done. Now they know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. By the way, please keep this. If anybody ever comes in mind, call me.
There you go. And it's a quick and easy one, and this is a great confidence booster, and it's going to get you on the right path of scheduling appointments, creating your marketing, and potentially putting yourself out there on a personal level. Yeah. And that's the name of the game.
Now, we were talking about how do you do that? Okay, number one, you call them. Right. Look, the phone is the heaviest thing in the world until you make that first phone call.
Right. I think that's item number 2, phones. Right?
Yeah. And the second thing you got to work on is honestly being able to get on the phone, talking to people. Sales is person to person, face to face. I have agents who are like, oh, can't I text them? No, get on the phone and talk to somebody. Okay, go meet them for coffee. All right. Another thing that we talk about is door knocking. We're going to talk about these kind of going back and forth. But I made a list of just, targets. Nobody wants to cold call, right?
Right.
So don't. Target call. Okay. Be very specific with who you're calling and what you're calling about. All right. Your brochure that you create is a listing brochure. It's an agency brochure. It's something that you want to show people. Okay, so, I real quick, targets that you could be calling or door knocking, just listed, just sold, hot market. Okay, hey, we just listed a property, we just sold a property. This is what's going on in your neighborhood. Open house invites. Folks, if you're not doing open houses at least once a week, you're not in this business. And if you're nailing this, if you're getting the open house on Friday and doing the open house on Saturday, you're totally missing the point for the open house. That you should have an open house scheduled that is allowing you to make phone calls and go door knocking to just listed, just sold, hot market, and invite people to this open house all week long.
Yeah, it like segues you into talking to hundreds of people, maybe 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And now you have a reason. And I was told in sales, don't call somebody unless you have a reason to call them.
Right.
Right. They don't want to know how you're doing, and they don't need you to ask them how they're doing. They need a reason.
Yeah.
Or you're wasting their time. Right.
Which brings me to target number 5, market statistics. Okay. Do you know the number one reason people go on Zillow? Find out what their home is worth.
Right.
They're checking their estimates, which are always wrong. Okay, if you're contacting people and saying, hello, Mr. Smith, I'm calling people in the area, letting them know what's going on in their neighborhood about values, what just sold, what just listed. That guy's going to stay on the phone with you if he's a homeowner.
For sure.
He's not interested. He's not going to slam the phone down. He's like, yeah, you know what is going on? All right, talking to a local guy about this. Then the next one, which everybody either loves or is deathly afraid of, is expireds. All right, we call it the low-hanging fruit. It's somebody who wanted to sell and didn't. All right, we have expired scripts that we run all day long. FSBOs, for sale by owners. Zillow make me moves. All right, there's a whole section on Zillow that you can go that says, if I could sell my house for X amount of dollars, I'd sell it. Folks, if you're not calling those people, what are you thinking? Mm-hmm. All right, NODs, notice of defaults. Little emotional, got some issues going on there, but they're on a time crunch.
They need help.
They got to sell their house. They're either going to sell it or it's going to be sold for them. Okay? Cold calls. Which, my old cold call script was, hi, this is Vance Mizzy with West Shores Realty. I was wondering, when do you plan on moving?
I guarantee you if you do that, 100, 200 times.
My wife and I used to do it every day, all day long.
Someone's going to raise their hand and say, I'm actually thinking about moving in a couple months.
We listed houses. Now, real quick, to go back to your sphere thing, some people have a sphere. Others don't. All right? You didn't know this. Today is my 11-year anniversary in Los Angeles.
Oh, congratulations.
Okay, I landed today 11 years ago. Took me a year to get my license, and I walked into this business not knowing a soul. Okay, I walked into an office, said I need an office. I rented an office the first day I was in the business. Got a list from title and an expired list that I ran all the numbers on. We didn't have these expired companies that we could do, and I sat in my office 6 hours a day, 5 days a week for 6 months and cold called.
Wow.
Then I got a listing. Then I got another listing. Then I got another listing. And all of a sudden I was the lucky agent in the office who was getting all these listings. Mm-hmm. I wasn't lucky. I was working. And the phones made that happen. And I still today get on the phone to get listings. Because it's fun.
But you got to be prepared for this. You got to script. You got to practice.
Everything's got to be scripted.
You got to understand what to say, and I think that's where a lot of agents fail, is that they don't take the time to understand some scripts, mm-hmm. live, breathe, and die by the script, and then get out there and make those calls. They just,
Well, these targets that I just talked about are titles of scripts that you and I have written that are available online, that are available through a number of different coaching companies. Find the script that works for you in your own head and use it.
Yeah, tweak it, make it sound more like you. Get comfortable with it. Mm-hmm. Be able to say it, in your sleep for that matter.
Absolutely.
Right?
And the same thing, I just did a whole thing on phones. Take that whole thing. Oh, I don't like getting on the phone. Okay, go out and knock on doors. Go deliver the same script, just listed, just sold, hot market, open house invite, market stats, expireds, and go knock on someone's door. Hi, Amir, it's Vance. I know you were just on the market. Your house didn't sell. I did an open house last week in the area, and I have a number of buyers who might be interested in buying a house just like this. Are you still interested in selling your home if I could bring you a buyer?
Absolutely.
Okay. Number one thing expires will tell you is bring me a buyer and I'll sell my house. Well, if you're doing open houses around the expireds that you're knocking on, you have buyers.
Absolutely.
So you just have to get creative with the way you're finding people and marketing yourself.
Absolutely. And it's all about scripts and preparation on that prospecting tip.
Scripts, dialogues, and what we call word tracks.
Okay, so we got number 3, social media and online presence. This is one of my favorite ones because this is something that you can work on. Maybe something you're already used to. If you're kind of techie or if you're a millennial, you're probably on all of these platforms, but you want to ensure that everything online is good. You look good, you got a headshot, you're creating business pages for your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, maybe Yelp, maybe you're on TikTok. All of the systems and channels, mm-hmm. you want to be on there promoting your business, promoting your real estate. You want to set up an agent website for lead generation. So you want to create some cool videos and drive traffic to that website to generate leads. So within all of these sites, there's a lot of different tools that you can use besides just creating the business page, but you can create content on a regular basis for a very low budget, mm-hmm. And you can apply money towards these accounts to create ads and generate leads for listings or buyers or whatever.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And not only do you hit your inner sphere that's on there or your friends, you're hitting, targeted groups that you can specify who you want to market to.
Yep.
And you can specify how much budget you have when you're creating these ads. And I think this is like definitely the future of prospecting. And a lot of people like this because it's easy and they feel already comfortable with it, but it's just not consistently done. I think we train on this to do at least 2 posts a day and a video a day to consistently get in front of people and let them know that's what you do and be at the top of their mind when it comes to this business.
I'm watching agents do 2 posts a day and a video a day, and they are getting serious interaction with their videos. Serious interaction.
I think more so with the videos than the posts.
Absolutely. But you got to do both, because now Gary Vee.
Yeah.
He says you should be posting 10 to 20 times a day.
Wow.
All right, folks, that's a lot, okay? But 2 posts. You post in the morning, you post in the afternoon, you do a video in the evening, and you continually do that. And now, here's the thing. It's interesting content. You have an opportunity when you're on social media, when you're on YouTube, all these things, to create an interesting channel, an interesting avenue to yourself, a message. All right, what is that message that you want to get across? And before you just start doing videos and posting posts, think about that. All right, the detail, and the devil's in the details, right? And the preparation of putting these things together and sitting down and saying what kind of image do I want to portray on social media is huge.
It's all your branding, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we talked about this in the other video. You don't want to do posts about, you doing body shots in Cancun.
Right.
You want to do professional posts, things about the market, things about what you're doing. Maybe you're out door knocking.
I made 1 post and he still brings it up, right? No Cancun body shots. I get it. No, I'm kidding.
But it all comes down to you taking the time to do it and thinking about what you're doing it as you're doing it, right? You can't just post random stuff to post random stuff. There has to be some thought around it. Whether you're doing an interview with maybe a title rep, a lender, your broker, your mentor, maybe one of your clients, your future clients, your past clients, something to where maybe there's some other people in it. That would be great. Maybe you're about to do an open house and you want to let everybody know about the open house. These are all little extra pieces of marketing that not only help your branding, but show clients and other people how serious you are about the business and how you're in it for the long haul.
How about this? Today, I just closed a house, okay? Show up at the house for the final walkthrough. It's me, the other agent, her clients, and my client. All right? We're all walking out the door, and I said, oh, hey, by the way, we got to do the sold picture. And they're like, oh, what's this about? I'm like, come on, no, it'll be fun. All right, so I gather everybody in front of my sign, okay?
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
All right. Agent, right, from the other office, the seller, the buyers, hand them a nice big sold sign. We take this nice family photo. And as I'm walking away, every single person in that group said, hey, can you text me that photo?
Oh. Okay.
And I said, yes, just tag me.
You're already viral.
Right. Now,
without even putting it out
I'm going to go on Facebook later today or tomorrow, actually, when the thing closes, and tag everybody in this Facebook. It's going to go viral around all our pages. All right. And now, look, we just sold this, X amount of dollar home that really means something.
You can talk about it.
All right. It's almost $4 million. It's a big one. All right. And the idea behind that is, promoting who we are and what we do. This is what I do, right? My friends all over the country are going to see on social media, I just closed this $4 million house, and they're all going to go, wow, he's really in this business, because he posted one last week closing a $1.5 million house, and next week I'm going to closing a $2 million house. And it's these things that gain momentum, and people encounter on that, they interact. That's
it's your digital resume. You're just consistently building it, and it's all free.
And now the other agent's going to tag her office in it and my office.
It's going to be great.
It's just going to go all over the place. That is the name of social media. That's how you play that game.
Right
All right,
on.
the next thing is one of the age-old proven techniques that I'm going to say 99% of agents don't do.
It costs too much money,
It costs too much money.
right?
Mail. Okay? I am a serial mailer. Okay? Why? Because I run a mentoring group that takes an enormous amount of my time, and when I had 4 hours a day, I could get on the phone and I could make my phone calls. Now I have 30, 40 minutes a day, so I don't have as much time, but I have to get my material out there because I have to prospect. All right? Having pre-printed postcards ready to go that you just fill in and drop in the mail, okay? Pre-printed letters. Okay, this is an expired letter that I just sign, off it goes. Expired comes up today, I drop this in the mail, and off it goes. And then I'll try to call them at some point. Having pre-printed envelopes, all right? Having a way of doing things that you're going to follow up with and make sure that you are contacting them with the brochures that we talked about. High quality print material. Folks, this is high quality stuff. Don't be sending out photocopies of crap. Okay? Having envelopes on hand. And the most important part of this, honestly, the most important part of all this is having stamps.
Stamps?
Yes.
course.
Now you say that, right? People will create the greatest stuff in the world, and then they'll go, okay, I want to send out this 100 things. It's going to cost me $55 in stamps. I'll do it next week.
Right.
And next week turns into next week, and they don't do it. Mm-hmm. All right. I have hundreds of stamps on hand. Whenever I got $50 in my pocket and I'm thinking I'm at the supermarket, I buy a roll of stamps. All right. So I got to send 200 pieces today. No problem. I got plenty of stamps. And
there's also other ways though too, because they have those flyering companies where guys will go door to door, pennies on the dollar, and go and just target a certain area with your flyer. So that's another way. If you want to go on a budget, you can save money that way.
Absolutely. If you want to go into the dropping, the flyer drops, now you can do that stuff for. You can send 5,000 flyers for a couple $100.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to get into that as well. Why? Because look, the more people you touch, don't touch people, but the more people you touch, the better you're going to be in a situation that you can expect the result. And that's the whole thing about doing any sort of prospecting, is expecting the result, not going and saying, well, here goes $500 out the window. These guys are putting together they put together a door knocking campaign in our office. They created a brochure that's evergreen. This works forever, okay? And then every week they have a different message. This is an open house invite that they're going to just insert and go around and door knock like this. Or they can mail it. Or they can give it to a flyer company and have them drop it. There's a million ways to deliver this.
That's a commitment. That's a commitment to their business.
Absolutely. They're businessmen.
And the other part of this is consistency. So you want to be consistent in all of this stuff. I mean, the mailers, you can't just do one drop and say, well, I mailed out to 200 homes. Yeah. And then that's it. They got to consistently see your face and your name before they're going to say, you know what, this guy keeps sending me stuff, and eventually I'm going to call him. Right. Right? It's not just I do one thing or I barely budget for it. Just commit to it. Commit to your business, commit to these mailers, and stay consistent.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to give you any advice on mailers, it's pick 100, 200 houses in your farm and continuously mail information to them. Okay, stick to it. Deliver a message every month, whether it be a market update, just listed, just solds in the area, whatever it is, but continuously that every month they're receiving information from you. That is how you build a true farm. Having 5,000 people that you're never going to contact, but they're in your database, that's not farming. It's almost too much to the point that you say, I'm not going to do it.
Right. So, well, good. All right, so we're going to move on to the next one. Next one's going to be one of my favorites besides social media is networking groups. Yeah. That one's super easy.
Crushing it in
there. Yeah, so networking groups can be anything that you like to do. Maybe there is a group of guys on the weekend or girls that you like to go out and ride bikes with. Maybe there's a special meetup group that you go out to, Mommy and Me, or volleyball on the beach. Maybe there's a surfing group that you go out and see. Maybe there's a Toastmasters group that you're a part of. Whatever group that you are in, you are letting these folks know this is what you do. If you know me on a personal level, every morning I'm at the gym. And
with his West Shores hat
with my
on.
West Shores Realty hat, and I've been wearing that hat for the last 5 years, ever since I started my company. And no matter any interaction that I've had, and I typically go into group fitness classes, spin classes, weight classes, everybody knows that I'm a realtor, number one, just because I wear that hat. And then if they get to know me even more, they'll know that I own a brokerage as well. So at the gym, I've done about $12 million worth of real estate business.
Last year, right?
Yeah, last year. I've got future business that's coming up. I've gotten probably about 10 to 15 agents that have joined just because they go to the gym too. And now everybody in there knows me by my first name, and knows that I'm a part of West Shores Realty, and that's my company.
So let's just back that up a second. I don't want to harp on it too much. $12 million.
Yeah,
for going to the gym.
It's the easiest money I've ever made.
Okay, for being in shape and talking to people.
Yeah,
you got paid $12 million worth of real estate. Now, you didn't make $12 million.
I didn't make $12 million,
but you did make almost $300,000.
The gym that I go to is in a really expensive area. Yeah. So the guys that are in there, the girls that are in there, have expensive houses. Yeah. It's just where I was, and they didn't care about how many deals I've done, how long I've been in the business, what my marketing strategy was, or anything. They did business with me because they like me, and essentially we share something in common, right? We've already built that rapport together, and you know what? Because we see each other every day, they would probably feel guilty if they went with somebody else, right?
Tony Robbins talks about that, where people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Exactly.
And if they know you, they like you because you guys are in the same, you have the same interests, so they trust who you are. They know that you're there day after day after day. There's a trust that's built there. Okay, right. And in anything, like whether or not you show up to the hiking club every weekend, or wherever you are. But I'm going to assume, because I know you as a person, you show up more as Amir. And I do real estate. You don't walk around pushing your card in everybody's pocket.
Not at all. Okay. It's a very light clothes. I'll wear my hat. If I go out, I might wear my name badge, or I might wear a shirt or something of that nature. That's it. We're not talking about real estate. They typically bring it up and say, "Hey, by the way, I need to sell my house." And I'm like, "Oh, perfect, dude. Let's go check it out." And then now it's just two friends meeting up to try and sell their house, and they're doing business with somebody they know, like, and trust. Yeah,
I've done a couple refis through my gym for my lenders. I did a lease last year, and I'm working on another purchase. So I mean, another probably $3-4 million out of my gym just for showing up. Okay, for following and doing what I'm interested in. And people begin to know, like, and trust you, and then they want to know more about you as you discuss who you are and what you do. Now, it's hugely important that we put that out there. Don't walk around pushing your business on everybody. Be the person. Show up and join the gym because you want to go to the gym, not because you want to meet people so you can sell them houses.
Right. You got to keep your own personal identity. Yeah. I think that's important. That's perfect. And as long as you are yourself first, people will follow you and buy from you and work with you no matter what you sell. And prior to this business in real estate, if you know me, I sold cars for 10 years and I worked at big dealerships. And there's people today that are following me going, "I like you, Amir. Now I want to sell my house. I know you don't do cars, but you're doing house." It's all about you and your connection first. The business and everything will come after.
If I can close on this.
Sure.
It's something that one of my old coaches told me years ago, and it has stuck with me forever. If you prospect, nothing else matters. And if you don't prospect, nothing else matters. Think about that. Take it to heart and get out there and get on the phones, go talk to your sphere, knock on a door, get to the gym, figure out a way to get in front of people, and own your identity.
And with that, that's going to be the end of our third episode of Real Estate Agent Rehab. I want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in and watching us. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. So please share and like the page and put this out there. It's free information for you guys, and I hope it was helpful for you. And we'll see you on the next episode.
See you next week. Thanks, folks.